Good day to you viewers out there. I, Blunt Nobleman, back at it once again for a new video of discussion. I do apologize for being gone for so long. My personal life and work life have been rather chaotic, and I just haven't really had a lot of focus to put a video into action. But for this one, I think it's a discussion that's need to be addressed, just for the amount of lack of intelligence I've been seeing out on the road. And this, I'd like to give a shout out to ET Transport for one of their previous videos for a driver that kind of talks on their show every once in a while, even though technically he doesn't work for their company, is Dean McMurray. Now I may be botching this. He told a very detailed story of what happened. Apparently, he got into an accident, and you could just tell. I'm not going to go into heavy detail, but you can tell by the way he expressed and the situations that occurred that he foretold on this story. It took a heavy toll on him. And that's kind of a little bit of the topic I'm going to be talking about here is everyday drivers, what they need to do. And I can't say this enough, is that cutting off a semi truck driver is going to cost you more in the long run. I constantly see normal day drivers when I am working, or fellow drivers out there, even on my off time, constantly getting cut off. And one incident in particular that I had, one normal day driver cut me off with a 5-foot gap. And it's bloody ridiculous. No normal driver should be giving a semi driver a 5-foot gap. You know what the law dictates? That the amount of distance that you need to give a semi driver? Because I'm about ready to share this information for you. Now I'm gonna break it down here. What it states, black and white. If you are driving below 40 miles an hour, you need at least 1 second for every 10 feet of length, and that is under 40 miles an hour. So, on average, they would on the normal recommendations is the results is you should at least give 4 seconds of space between you and the leading vehicle. I constantly see normal drivers cutting in between semis with less than 40 feet of space or 4 seconds of space. That's in either street or freeway speeds. And it's becoming ridiculous in the long run. I mean, really, is this how everyday drivers are supposed to are driving? Because it makes me wonder how the hell you got your license. Did you pay off the inspector to get your license so you can pull crap like this and think that you're privileged out there on the road? And because all our other drivers are driving big rigs and we have to cater to your whims, that you can get away with it. But for those that understand this scenario, I applaud you deeply and wholeheartedly. And I have a few colleagues I discussed this topic about, and they really think I should make this known. But for those people that give us a space because they know semi trucks do not stop on a dime, they just don't. They don't They're not like a normal car. And everyday drivers really need to focus on this. Please shove your heads out of your hamster hole. And realize semi-trucks, tractor trailers, do not stop in 1 second. They just don't. They do not have the capacity for that at this current moment. Now, could it change within the year's time? Who the hell knows? But as it stands at the moment, it does not. Because I guarantee you, one day, if everyday drivers constantly do something like this is what's going to happen to you. You will be crushed. And here's the other thing I'm going to address here, what a lot of people don't know, is the amount of toll it takes for that particular Class A driver for not only trying everything he can to obey the rules of the road and obey the rules of his job, but he has to deal with imbecilic individuals like this on a day-to-day. Because these people out there just don't care. And because of that, this is what happens. I do it on a day-to-day, and I try very damn well to make sure that does not happen. Or something like this happens when everyday drivers just get up way too close on the back end of a trailer because an accident happened in front of that tractor trailer. And that driver had to slam on his brakes for some odd reason. And this is the results that happen. Everyday drivers, I'm not trying to make this sound mean. I'm trying as much as I can to make it as informative as possible. You guys guys and ladies, because it's not just one, need to stop doing this. It's not smart. It's not funny. It's not cute. You really need to check yourself, because if not, these are the results that's going to happen to you. On the other side of this spectrum, on the driver's side, for those individuals that do things like this, you need to realize that truck and trailers, now a lot of companies install this camera system in the cab, in the front of the vehicle, in the rear of the vehicle, on the sides. That way, if anything happens, like, say, the driver had to slam on his brakes because somebody cut him off, or there was an accident ahead for some odd reason, any situation to where the Class A driver had to make a specific maneuver that is out of the ordinary, this camera system is going to pick it up. And if there is an accident to any degree of different varieties, the police are going to make a huge inspection. And on the SATs, during the inspection process, and I see this on a every day-to-day concept, even though the Class A driver themselves did everything in their possible way to divert the incident from ever occurring, Class A drivers are the point of blame. And it's saddening. You know, and not only the investigators will automatically point blame, but citizens will automatically point blame, media will automatically point blame, so on and so forth, until that the evidence proves otherwise. It's an automatic assumption of guilt. And it's rather saddening to look at it in this way, until the evidence leads otherwise. But that kind of, I would like to speak more on this subject, but that goes into a darker matter. In a professional opinion, I really don't want to get into. And even as a YouTuber on this subject, it goes very dark very quickly. And for those people that understand, I do appreciate it. Now, to make this conclusive, there's a couple things. One, I truly believe that there should not be an automatic assumption of guilt when it comes to Class A drivers, when it comes to incidences. Now, am I going to change that opinion to a lot of people? No. But I would like to make awareness of that whenever there's an accident happen, it's always automatic to blame the driver. Even though the investigator, the attorneys, the police officers in charge of the subject, if they would have taken the time to just, instead of berating the driver, and just automatically look over the camera system or any type of security system that vehicle has, they would automatically see that it's a good chunk of the time it's not always on the driver. I said that as almost always, it's a flip of a coin. There are some bad Class A drivers out there. Unfortunately for me, I have not met any of them or was not trained by them. I was trained by very good drivers out there. And for those that watch this, I do thank you. But at the same time, everyday drivers need to be aware that these things, these scenarios, can and may one day happen to you. And it is in the best interest that you are aware, not only for your safety, but for the safety of those around you and for those that you are possibly with. It is very detailed, very on point. And now I may sound like I'm pointing a lot of blame on everyday drivers, and you know what? In a way, yes, I am, but at the same time, I want to make more of an awareness of this situation. Again, I would like to make a shout out to Dean McMurray for sharing his video and his story. I think that was a very courageous thing that he did. And to inform what can really happen even though that you are doing everything right, while being a Class A driver. Because there are just sometimes accidents will just happen for some of the smallest things out there. There's no easy way of putting it. So to that, I would like to thank the ET for that, and Dean McMurray to making that video. I think that channel does a wonderful job on a lot of topics, and informative about multiple different things when it comes to the trucking industry. But because this is the holiday season, we are reaching the end of the year. I would hope that this video reaches out for those that want to be informative of safety out on the roads, especially if you're a Class A driver or even an everyday driver. I hope this reaches out to you. Again, I will try to post more videos soon on various topics. And as my old saying goes, please stay safe out there. And stay informed.